andone giù, tutto lo mondo si lagna, meglio di voli amor tu, che bandita.
Guys, what is good? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. So excited to bring you the house of Odorìo today on Maximilian Must Know, a Sensafari episode. For those of you who don't know how Sensafari works, I've done a million videos on this. Please watch one and just sort of get the basic concept. But basically, it's sort of my first impressions on fragrances from a house that I'm interested in, and either I reach out to them to send me samples, or they reach out to me, and I pick four and sort of go on them in camera. And I did reach out to Odorìo, and the first reason basically is because this is just a house I've been interested in forever, seeing them on Lucky Scent for as long as I've been interested in these fragrances. And then basically on the Base Notes Top 500 Modern Perfumes of All Time, this brand, if you look through that list, I'd advise you heavily, if you want to learn more about modern perfume, this brand was up there just time and time again. So I've reached out to them a few times. Finally, they got back to me. They were willing to send me out some samples. And before I give you my little take on them, let me read you the copy that does exist on Lucky Scent. The Odorìo philosophy is simple. High-quality original products made to create intense emotions produced in limited series to be rare and identify their customers. Starting from ancient recipes, Angelo Orazio Pregoni, the perfumer-creator, designed intensely emotional fragrances that are truly alive and create a unique, continuously changing personal aura. The Odorìo uniqueness stemmed from an alchemy of 1. First-quality essences from the world's most renowned producers. 2. First-quality alcohol to exalt fragrances without any chemical shadow, a slow manufacture based on natural exchange that creates a rich original bouquet of smells. 3. High-status brand identity reflecting the Italian style. 4. A really precious product available only in a few of the most exclusive retailers. So guys, this is a niche Italian perfume house started by an artist and perfumer named Angelo Orazio Pregoni, and Pregoni is also the founder of a movement called No Use Art, which promotes the concept of performance based on smell. Now, this house initially launched in 2010 with a collection of 3 fragrances that were limited to a release of 20 bottles per scent. So super rare in the beginning and exclusive, and obviously it was expanded with different collections and fragrances. As of today, in the catalog, there are over 30 fragrances. They have a lot of one-off scents, and guys, I literally mean one-off, one bottle. I was just going through the website the other day, and they actually had a fragrance called Fake Creed that was super expensive. I think like something like €500 or more, maybe €700, and it looked like a Creed flacon with actually the cap and the little leather topper tied onto the top of the cap, and it actually said Fake Creed on the bottle. So they're just really into doing one-off bottles of certain fragrances, super limited stuff, which I love. You know, as a sneaker connoisseur and a clothing connoisseur, I love when artists produce that sort of super limited product. Now, as far as their wider releases go, in the US, you can grab these at Lucky Scent. And of course, I'm going to link to the website in the description so you can check these out after the video. Now, they sent me 6 of their fragrances, which I'm super excited about. The packaging was just off the charts. Each fragrance was wrapped up. They all come in these just gorgeous sort of like postcards with the actual fragrance in there, and then a picture of the bottle, and then the back has art on them. They also gave me just a bunch of photos, just sort of really cool, like avant-garde photography to represent their art and their aesthetic. I mean, I think I got 50 of these in the package, and I just sat there. I remember getting, and this is of course Angelo, just going through them and having fun and looking and smelling these. And this is for the fragrance Pathetique. and just enjoying and this I actually put on my new web page for the Maximilian Must Know channel. I loved this photo, and there were feathers in the package. Like, I was just like, whoa! Like, this is great. Like, this is the way I wish all perfume houses handled sort of press stuff. And just gave us something all really interesting. But so I'm going to talk to you. They sent me 6 fragrances, guys. I'm going to talk to you about 4 that really captured my attention. Okay, and the first one is called Pathetique, which was launched in 2014. And the notes on this one are black truffle, accord, bergamot incense, juniper, black pepper, burned wood accord, moss, mimosa, vetiver, and amorous. And the idea behind this one is the smell of the Italian countryside, where a fictional ingredient called goat blackberry grows. And this one was supposedly done not by Pregoni, but by a fictional perfumer named Guyen Claude, who is rumored to be an alter ego of Pregoni. And this one is available in a 50 ml bottle for $165. I love the smell of truffle, and it's funny that truffle has been incorporated into perfume, because truffle oil, which to me is one of the most abhorrent ingredients in the world. I hate people who like truffle oil, because it has nothing to do with truffle. If you actually tried real truffles, you'll laugh at truffle oil. Truffle oil is actually made by perfumers, which is why I found this fragrance a little bit ironic, but this is such a beautiful interpretation of truffle. And I don't want to make it that this is a truffle fragrance and, oh, if you like truffle, try this fragrance. This is so much more. This is about gorgeous juniper berry and smoldering wood and thick moss and amorous and resin. This is a beautiful fragrance. I imagine this to smell like the forest in Abba when hogs or dogs are truffle hunting, just dark and deep and nuanced and earthy and sweet, and it smells like the forest floor, and it's also so incredibly wearable. I think that Pregoni obviously had a bold hand in making this one, but then I think that he also showed considerable restraint, not just overpowering in making this one truffle-centric. He allowed so many other gorgeous materials that he used to shine as well. And so you have this heady, earthy amalgamation that accomplishes exactly what I think Pregoni was looking for. So I love this fragrance. The next one I want to talk to you guys about is called Petey. And the notes on this guy are tobacco, jasmine, rose, sandalwood, tonka bean, and pink pepper. And a 50 ml of this one goes for $180. The 50 ml bottle is only going to come 49 ml full, because Odorìo suggests that you personalize this scent with 1 ml of your own juice. I believe a bodily fluid of some sort, urine, sweat, blood, I suppose. Maybe you could do semen. I think it's probably going to be a little bit too thick for some people, or other juices that are secreted. I think I'd pass, but you never know. And this is another one that's so beautiful, just beyond reproach, animalistic, dank, dark, a little evil. This to me smells like an evil scent. Like, the image conjured up for me, there's this movie that I used to love in the 70s called Race with the Devil, where I believe it's Peter Fonda is actually going on like a vacation with his family, or with his girlfriend and his friend, and they're just going through like Phoenix or California, the West Coast in America, and they encounter Satanists and they have to bounce really quickly. It's just a cool movie in the 70s, and I sort of imagine it just reminds me of this for some reason. I don't know why. Just something evil and about this, and like the countryside where Satanists are worshiping. Note-wise, what I get here is lots of dark tobacco. I get like an indolic jasmine, black rose, dark tonka, very stank. And I mean that the best possible way. Beautiful juice, one of the best darker scents I've ever tried without using oud or cumin or really I don't get incense. In this one, it's bold and different, really unique. A throwback to 80 powerhouses that relied on tobacco and florals, but in a very modern sense. Great juice from this house, and I think a big sleeper with our community for people who enjoy the Black Afghanos of this world. I think you're missing out by not checking this one out. The next one we're going to check out is called Seder Racone or Seder Racone, and this is a 2015 release from this house. This one is influenced by the mythical Seder, who is sort of there to celebrate the power and transgression of rule breaking, and this fragrance is what that's about. Celebrating rule breaking in an industry where there seems to be a lot of enforcing rules and correctness. Pregoni has a sort of guerrilla perfume academy called the Wet Dream, and this fragrance is a collaboration between him and some of his students there. And 50 ml of this one goes for $165, and this one features notes of myrrh, carnation, cedar, chamomile, vanilla woods, smoking betula, plum, sage, cocoa, and cumin. Not a cumin fan. And one criticism of the scent I did with 4,160 Tuesdays was too much cumin. This one's really heavy on cumin, but I love it. And I think that's because once you let it dry down, it just becomes so balanced. The plum comes out, the smoky woods come out, the vanilla comes out, the cocoa and myrrh comes out. It starts to mellow out. It's almost like a cumin firework at the top, but just beautiful. I see this one as a burnt woods in a forest, like a burnt down house, fragrant woods and smoke, sacred and profound. Another beautiful fragrance. The last one we're going to talk about is called Eva Kant. This one was a 2013 release. Eva Kant, right here, fictional character in the Italian comic series Diabolique. She's actually the girlfriend of the criminal mastermind Diabolique, and is portrayed as an attractive young blonde-haired woman who drives an E-Type Jaguar. The notes on this one: grapefruit, lavender, woods, myrrh, sandalwood, ginger, magnolia, ylang-ylang, chamomile, cardamom, vanilla, and benzoin. This scent is crazy. I mean, really crazy. What I get out of this one, first of all, is like a syrupy lavender with a hint of grapefruit rind, lots of resins. A ylang-ylang note is in this one, super smoky and dark. Bewitching is a good adjective for this one, but super dark. I haven't smelled that many darker lavender fragrances. This is one of those. You also get that myrrh. You get an herbal quality from the chamomile, and then the ylang-ylang almost has that indolic animalistic thing going on that some jasmine scents can have. Very unisex, but a great fragrance for women who hate florals that are girly and want something more refined with more depth. I think this is great for that. So guys, what is my takeaway on Odorìo? I love this house, man. I wish I could sample everything in their wheelhouse. Do a full review on one of these bottles. I will have to at some point. I just really appreciate what Pregoni is doing, which is taking this art form to that next level. He's interested, I think, this is like my interpretation, of not producing fragrances that he knows where they're going to go. I think he wants to challenge the status quo. And I think he wants to do so in a way that's still making perfumes that are wearable and still making perfumes that toe the line of sort of being acceptable. Like, I think there's some niche houses that just do things just to do things, and I don't think Odorìo is that. I think they're making fragrances that are wearable, but that are really interesting and that really just explore where perfume can go and where the concepts can go, and just using the best materials in different ways possible, blending notes that really aren't supposed to blend, using them in different ways, and just not being afraid to experiment. And I appreciate that so much. I appreciate the aesthetic. I appreciate the packaging. Like, I love to get things that are different from everything else that I receive. So, like, I am a huge fan of this house. You know, if I was to do a top 10 perfumers right now, I think Pregoni would be in there. I just so appreciate what he's doing and why he's doing that. So, guys, I really implore you to check these out. You know, you can now get them in the U.S. at Lucky Scent, so you can get samples. I will link to the website where you can check out more of what they're doing. But guys, check these out. Like, if you're into that sort of daring and avant-garde sort of genre, well, these are great because you can wear these. These aren't just fragrances meant to shock you and make you go wow, and then you can't put them on because people are going to be like, oh, you smell like this or that. No, these are so wearable, but the quality's so high and they're so different from everything else out there. So guys, I'm going to link. Let me know your thoughts if you've tried any of these. And of course, I'm going to keep doing these sensifiers. I hope you guys are enjoying them. I'll be back later this week with more videos. Guys, you already know what it is. My name is Maximilian, and I must know.
Meglio di voli a morto.